Hello and welcome to week 13 of our League Pick'em series. This will be our Thanksgiving morning special. My name is Chris, and joined with me is my friend Jason.
Hey, good to be here with you, my friend. Happy Thanksgiving. Let's get straight into it because I'm looking forward to rubbing you into the dirt after what I did to you with last week's games.
I deserve every bit of it. All right, let's see. Last week I went 8-6. I should probably be grateful I had a winning record twice in a row. And then Jason went a 12-2. I went 0-4 on my contested picks, sign of things to come. And that brings our grand total on the season with me a miserable 106-72, down 9 games to Jason now, who is 115-64.
Yeah, after you started out, I think 4 games ahead of me, like I'm catching fire in the middle of the season, and I think I'm like that NBA Jam guy that can just throw anything from mid-court. And the ball just has the little fire particles and lands wherever you want it to.
All right. Okay, let's start with our Week 12
My picks are better
recap.
than my analogies.
There you go. First up, we've got this Thursday night stinker where the Bills just got embarrassed by the Texans' defense here. And I did watch this game, and it was not as close as this score would indicate. The Bills were just absolutely just swarmed by this Texans defense the whole game. Did you watch this one?
This was the only time slot all week I did not get to see any football in the Thursday night games. So, I woke up Friday morning and I was shocked to see this one.
Yeah, now the Texans are 3-0 with their backup quarterback. I think Stroud might come back this week, but that's still pretty sweet. Now they started the season 1-4 and are now over 500. So they actually got life, which is
Good
cool.
for them. Their defense and special teams have been playing so absurdly good this season. Just really floating a struggling offense.
Yeah, I'll say. If they make the playoffs, it's going to be really disappointing because their offense just cannot put up any points, really.
Yeah, I mean, there's a world, right? Their offense gets it together at some point during the season, and they're actually Super Bowl bound. Like, maybe, but that they really are just that one step away, right? C.J. Stroud, maybe the few weeks off, kind of gave him some type of mental reset. Because we
You're
know he's talented enough.
you're right. He's better after the concussion. Yeah.
I mean, it could just be right, just like the time off, being able to take the time away and just kind of mentally assess what's working and what's not instead of having to just kind of grind every week, right? Sometimes 5 minutes of planning is worth 15 minutes of digging.
Nice. All right, next up, we've got the Jets and a not very fantastic game for the Ravens, but they managed to get the victory. This has actually been really poor by the Ravens offense ever since Lamar came back. He's only had 1 touchdown in 3 games, but the Ravens defense has exploded onto the scene, whereas they were garbage for most of the season.
Yeah, that's really interesting to see. It's just such a night and day from last year. And I think Baltimore, we kind of see what they are, right? They definitely are a team with a lot of heart and a lot of fight. And, I could see them absolutely, surprising a team in the playoffs. Because they were like, what, 1-5? And now they're in prime division winning position after Pittsburgh's, continual stinkers, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yep.
Yeah, so I could definitely see Baltimore taking on a really strong 5 seed at home and upsetting them. But as far as the Jets versus Baltimore, this was exactly what we expected. Just 2 bad offenses with Baltimore, being less bad and being able to pull off the win.
They would be the
Not
4
really a
seed.
surprise here.
None of them are getting the 5 seed because that's the wild
No,
card.
I'm saying they would be the 4 seed and they would upset a really strong 5 seed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then next up, we have at the time, I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to play this game, but we have the Mason Rudolph-led Steelers just coming up short against the Bears. I actually thought they'd make me feel good and win this game, but they came up short. And honestly, he didn't really play good that well either. The running backs played pretty well in this game, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought Mason Rudolph had a pretty good game, honestly. He looks better than Aaron Rodgers, that's for damn
get
sure.
out of here is wildly
He can throw the ball at somebody's hands instead of just 6 yards from their feet, to avoid a sack.
It was just pedestrian.
He was a little bit better than pedestrian, and Aaron's a little bit worse than pedestrian, if I'm being perfectly honest. Yeah, the Bears, I think, played a surprisingly good offensive game. It was uneven, but they were definitely able to put long drives together, which was a little bit of a surprise against the Steelers. And the one thing I want to bring up is DK Metcalf. What a waste of talent he is. What an absolute waste of talent he is. He just has always been such a talented receiver. Too much of a hothead, not enough of a thinker. Doesn't seem to be able to read defenses well. And, you get like a competent, smart, cornerback who can cover him. I mean, you don't even need double coverage against this guy. He could have been a generational talent. And instead, against any good team, he's putting up like 20, 30 yards a game. In this game, I think he had like 16 yards. And he also had probably 40 or 50 yards in penalties. He just kept roughing people and false starting. It was ridiculous. What an absolute... I don't want to use any type of mean epithet, but he's a waste of talent.
You're saying he's being underutilized or he sucks?
I'm saying he's wasting his own talent. I don't think it's the fault of the coaching crew or the play call.
So you don't think it's Aaron's fault he hasn't had a great season?
No, I don't think that's Aaron's fault. I think it's Aaron's fault that Aaron hasn't had a great season. But it's also father time, right? Like, Aaron's 42 now. I wouldn't expect anybody to be a decent football player at 42, except maybe a kicker. Or punter.
Or Tom Brady.
Like I said, I wouldn't expect anybody. I never expected Tom Brady to be able to play football at 42. He's the one man who has ever proven me wrong in that sense.
Or 45.
Yeah, Tom Brady was just... first of all, he's an alien, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have all this age of disclosure shit out there.
I believe he made the playoffs every season.
The real proof of alien life on Earth is Tom Brady.
He made the playoffs every season from 40 to 45, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right, yeah. Tom Brady was an absolute fucking outlier. Aaron Rodgers is not Aaron Rodgers is even a little bit of an outlier. The fact that he can play mediocre football at 42. Still kind of impressive, but he's not good. Let's just call it a spade. Okay.
Last thing I'll say is now the full reverse has taken place, and the Ravens have the 4 seed now, and now the Steelers have been catapulted from the 4 to the 10 seed, now in the hunt where the Ravens used to be. And,
feels good, man.
I've seen the schedule of both these teams a number of times, and the Ravens definitely have the inside track.
Yeah, I mean, what was the prediction I made during the offseason when they acquired Aaron? This franchise is done?
Yeah, I'm sure you said that every year the past 10 years about Aaron, though.
Well, maybe about Aaron, but not about the Steelers. I mean, was I wrong about the Jets?
Honestly, Aaron has been good enough. I don't think there's a debate that this Steelers defense is the worst defense they've had in maybe 10 years. He's been good enough to win a lot of these games. This defense has let him down.
That's the Steelers defense that's had to float them for 2 or 3 of their victories.
And I'm not going to say Aaron's lighting up. He's just having a decent to okay season. I'd say 6 out of 10 maybe. This Steelers defense has let him down. He has elevated this offense. Not a lot, but more than Wilson or Fields did last year.
That's probably fair to say.
This defense has let him down.
Mason Rudolph is doing more than he did.
Okay, dog. It's even if that was true for one game, it's just pedestrian, man. Didn't do hardly anything.
All right.
All right,
Let's
next
move
up.
on. I don't think we're ever going to agree about Aaron, but I think my record picking against him speaks for itself.
Next up, we got the Patriots barely surviving the Bengals somehow, and this might be Joe Flacco's last game as Joe Burrow is going to play tonight on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean Flacco did not have a great game here, but his run on the Bengals has been impressive. New England, I thought would handle Cincinnati's defense. I think they scored 27 this game.
26 to
Um,
20.
26. I thought they would score more than that against the Bengals defense. So it's like a little bit of a letdown, for a an offense that has been so good at scoring touchdowns and not just field goals. But New England still improves to 9-2 and is one of the most impressive teams in the league.
Yeah, not a lot to say about that.
Yeah,
Patriots have been very impressive this year, but they also have one of the easiest schedules in the NFL. I think the second easiest schedule.
of
So
course. But but in fairness, they've also beaten the good teams that they've played.
they've beaten the Bills and they've beaten the Bucks, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean those are good teams to beat.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got the Lions just barely surviving the Giants in overtime. Obviously, I didn't get to watch this game, obviously, because there's not in my time thingamabob. But the Lions overcame two separate, different 10-point deficits to just barely survive this game in overtime, mostly on the back of Jahmyr Gibbs having like the best game of his career, like almost 300 scrimmage yards,
Yeah.
and just crazy that the Lions had to be pushed this hard to get the W. And my boy Jameis Winston over here, I seriously hope he gets one more shot at being a starter somewhere. This is like the second or third time he's like gotten the call and just starts balling, man, in the last couple of 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, I mean he's just like very high ceiling, very low floor.
If Geno Smith
And
can get a starting job, Jameis Winston can get a gig somewhere.
I kind of agree with you, but like he often brings both of those things in the same game, and that can be very dicey when you just want to put together a solid game plan.
Yeah, he threw a pick this
Jahmyr
game, but he also threw 2 touchdowns, and somehow he also caught a touchdown in this game too. It's crazy.
That was such a cool play. Yeah. And not only did he go out and catch the ball, but he like juked and then ran through a defender to actually turn what would have been a first down into a touchdown. It was pretty cool. Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs had like 60 something points, I think, in DraftKings, and probably in your fantasy league had even more than that.
No, he had like 40 in my league.
Okay.
That's
Just
still a shitload.
Yeah. Just absolutely insane. But Amon Ra also had like 150, 160 yards that game. But between the two of them, they really kind of put the team on their backs. New York, you've been talking them up all season, even in their losses. I finally got to watch more of them. Yeah, let me give them some credit as well. It doesn't even matter whether it's Winston or Dart. I love the way that they're scrambling around to make plays, throwing decent balls, and the receivers are just climbing the ladder to catch stuff that most receivers would not catch. So yeah, I was kind of impressed with the Giants in this loss, but yeah, if you can't put it all together, right? If your defense can't stop the other team more than your offense can score, you're gonna lose games. The Giants have had an easy schedule this year, and they've still lost most of these games.
Yeah, obviously they're not going anywhere fast, but next season when like Dart, Scatterboo, and Neighbors are like all healthy again, I think this team's gonna make a splash, man.
I could see them being good next year. I could definitely see them being good a couple of years from now. But yeah, I think like the Patriots or whatever, I wouldn't be shocked if they were good next year. It's just this isn't the same quality franchise. I mean, they just fired their coach as well. This isn't the same quality franchise, in my opinion, as something like the Patriots or
Obviously not.
before this year, the Steelers.
All right, next up, we've got a dominant win by the Packers, and I just kept hearing bad thing after bad thing about this J.J. McCarthy guy. No
I
one
got
has
to watch a
anything
little.
good to say about him. Truth
He did
is,
not look
he's
good.
essentially only halfway through his rookie year. The guy's had like 6 starts in like 2 seasons because of he's been hurt so damn much. But everyone just keeps dogpiling on this guy. Guess because his completion is like so terrible.
Absolutely. I mean, think about all the quarterbacks that were lambasted early in their career. Um, Goff is one that comes to mind real quickly. Peyton Manning had a bad first year. People were like, "Is this really the guy?" Um,
Troy Aikman went 1-15 his rookie season.
yeah. Well, I mean, that wasn't his fault, but he also, did not look good his first year, right? There's so many Baker Mayfield. I mean, how many years was he, talked shit about? So there's so much time for him to grow, especially if he can keep getting opportunities. It's not fair what people are saying about him, but he does not look good right now.
Yeah, I looked at his fantasy numbers. He's got like
Yeah.
less than a 50% completion rate in a lot of these games that he's played.
Mm. Green Bay, I think their offense also looked a little bit flat in this one, but it was obviously just enough to get the job done, and it wasn't a real close game.
Yeah. What's even more depressing is if you look at like Justin Jefferson's stats, he has like this
Uh,
wild amount of targets and he'll be like 3 of 12, like 4 of 11, stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah. I mean, just think about like when they had Kirk Cousins there, how good his stats looked, how good Jefferson's stats looked. Yeah.
We wouldn't even know who Justin Jefferson is if it wasn't for Kirk, man.
Uh,
It's not even disputable. He was like a rookie
I
when
don't know
Kirk was
about
there.
really. You don't think if Drake May was throwing to Jefferson, we'd know his name?
I'm just saying, Kirk was the guy that was there when he was a rookie. Just saying.
We're going to be arguing a lot about the next one, so let's move on.
All right, the Chiefs, through some black magic, just barely get the win over the Colts in overtime here. And it
Yeah.
was a dominant performance by the Colts in the first half, 20-9. And the Chiefs looked absolutely flat-footed, 3 field goals. And then in regular Chiefs fashion, the switch just got flipped, and then the Colts just went over 3 and out for like 5 drives, including overtime. Completely forgot who Jonathan Taylor was, and just said, Daniel Jones, just go win it for us. And Jonathan Taylor got like 3 carries for 6 yards or something in the second half. It was just ridiculous. I was like
Boom, Chiefs D.
I was saying the whole time, like, why the hell are they not running Taylor? Like, what the fuck's going on here? And of course, the Chiefs clawed back in the fourth quarter and overtime to get the upset. Honestly,
Just the regular fourth quarter heroics. I think when I looked back at this game during the day, I think the Chiefs were slight favorites. Actually, I don't think this was truly an upset, but
it was a
obviously, like
spiritual upset.
spiritual upset, definitely an NFL record upset. The 5-5 team taking down the 8-2, 9-2,
Yeah.
8-2 team, I think, but. Yeah, Indy, obviously they lost to a good team here, and they didn't lose in an embarrassing fashion at all. But that they're coming back to earth a little bit. I know that you weren't as high on this team as I was. I'm starting to think maybe you're right. At the same time, like Kansas City, absolute Super Bowl contender. I can't name a team in the AFC besides maybe the Patriots, maybe the Colts that I like more. Definitely not the Bills. So yeah, I mean Kansas City just doing what it needs to do in crunch time. It did seem like they got some lucky calls from the refs. Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
In the first quarter while they were being dominated, and the refs wanted to make it a close game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, honestly, in the fourth quarter, like they just absolutely outperformed the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
Brought them into overtime.
I was never not high on Jonathan Taylor. I've been saying the whole season
I
it's
know, but
Taylor.
you weren't real high on the team as a whole.
No, just Jones.
You thought they were fine.
I thought the defense has always been mid. That's not bad though. Mid, you can do a lot with mid. Yeah, man. No one's heard of these receivers, and no one has faith in Jones.
No one's heard of Michael Pittman.
Not really. I don't think so.
Okay.
But yeah,
Anyway,
Taylor, what
yeah,
happened to Taylor, man? Ridiculous.
the
Three
Chiefs just.
touches, 3 touches in the second half. Are you okay?
Yeah, that is weird when you're ahead, isn't it?
Yeah, it's preposterous. He's got 1,500 yards or something on the season already.
Look, man, some type of voodoo must have been, performed by the Chiefs, and they just look, they just got in the Colts' heads. They're like, must throw the ball, must throw the ball, must throw the ball,
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
and instead they threw the game.
Okay, tell me about this highly contentious, just lucrative stakes that were at play in this next game.
All right, so Seattle beat Tennessee. Big surprise. Seattle was way ahead for most of the game. Tennessee did put 2 touchdowns up late to make it look close,
Best
and had
game
they
of
recovered,
Cam Ward's rookie season.
he acquitted himself in the second half. Yeah, he acquitted himself well. I think the biggest story here is just Jackson Smith Jigba, freaking hard name to say. Is JSN is insane. Like every single game, like just easy, triple digit yardage and a touchdown. I think he had like 160 in this one, and it wasn't even exceptional for him. Like he just beats everybody. You cannot cover this guy. It's insane. Um, Yeah, I think that's the biggest story of this game, and probably why Seattle won, because they do have a little bit of a habit of, when they get way ahead, kind of not being able to keep their foot on the gas. It's not like they're not trying, right? They're still throwing the ball. It's not like they're playing the prevent nothing defense for half the game. It's just that they make some mistakes when they're already ahead. But Seattle and the Rams are the two teams that just consistently get 3 touchdowns ahead in the first 20 minutes of the game. And that, to me, is the most important thing you can do in football, because it's
Yeah.
so hard to come back from that. So I still think that the Seahawks are the second best team. Tennessee, good on them for at least playing tough and not folding entirely. I think I can say safely they're better than the Raiders now, and they're
Nah.
probably better than the Jets.
Nah.
But it's close.
Nah,
Yeah,
Raiders are definitely better than the Titans.
Smith-Jigba is insane, though.
Yeah.
Love watching this guy get free.
All right, next up, we've got the Jags just barely surviving the Jacoby Brissett-led Cardinals, much to my dismay. I think this is one of the games I picked. And it was close. It was close. But the Trevor Lawrence reigns supreme somehow.
Trevor Lawrence machine continues to outperform every old man that you hold dear.
The machine.
Statistically and by the eye test.
Yep. Don't have much to say about these teams, obviously. Just not a big fan of either of these teams. And
Stop giving them shit. Also, Jacksonville's kicker, name's escaping me. Little, right? He's very good.
Yep.
Yeah, when you're talking about a kicker, you don't have a lot to say about the team, right?
Yeah, I guess that's it. Next up, something a bit more exciting. We got the Browns beating the Raiders, getting 10 sacks, and Myles Garrett is within striking distance of the all-time record by Michael Strahan of 22.5. He's on pace to break it, and that's kind of cool.
Yeah, he had 3 sacks and 6 quarterback pressures this game. Cleveland as a team had 10 sacks, which is just insane. And also, shout out to Shadur Sanders. Playing his first real start, his first start period. He had the half a game last week, which
wasn't great, but he didn't fall on his ass, so I guess that's good for a rookie.
I disagree with you. He put up 10 yards per attempt. He had 20 passing attempts for 200 passing yards.
It was like, wasn't he like 11 of 20 or something?
I think it was something like 14, but even if it was 11 or 20, right? If you're putting up 10 yards for every, not every drop back per se, but every pass attempt, that's game-winning stuff right there.
What's game-winning is their defense.
Yeah, I mean, fair, right? Like, he did this against the Raiders' defense, and, Cleveland's defense won it even more than he did. But, even with a mid-defense, right, you put up 10 yards per attempt, as a signal caller, like, you're going to win most of your games. So I thought that he played a pretty good game, honestly.
Pretty good
At
for a
least,
rookie, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I only got to see a few plays of that game because, again, Raiders football is not worth watching, and there was actually interesting stuff on in that time slot.
Browns football, that's worth watching.
Not usually either, no.
Okay.
That's why I only saw a few plays, right? But the few plays I did see, he looked good to me, and statistically, I'm actually pretty impressed with 20 attempts for 200 yards as your first start. Real shout out to the Cleveland D though. That is impressive. 10 sacks, jeez.
All right, next up, we've got one of the greatest comebacks of all time. And you've been trolling me for a long time, but let me just say, boomstick defense! Somehow.
They held the absolutely on fire Philadelphia Eagles offense to 0 points in one half. Wow!
Super Bowl champions held scoreless in the last 8 drives of the game. 21-0. We come back 24 unanswered points. Boomstick defense somehow. I don't care what you say about the Eagles. I know they're funky, but they can put up points when they want to, and they didn't do shit. Not in the second half.
I guess they just haven't wanted to put up points all season. I will give it to you.
I got emotional in this game.
The comeback was pretty insane.
The
comeback was pretty insane.
It was more than insane. It was miraculous.
Yeah. I didn't have any particular emotion towards it. Like, I wasn't gleeful about it. I wasn't angry about it. But I was in absolute disbelief watching it.
I was very emotional, and you know why? Because...
Obviously you were. I know why. It's because you're a freaking Cowboys fan.
Not just that. The Cowboys, historically, or at least in, like, the Tony Romo, Dak era, they're not great from behind. They're like, they need to, like, get out ahead early. They're not a great come-from-behind game, and I have never seen them overcome a deficit like this in the last 20 seasons, or 15, 20 seasons, or whatever. This was so much metal on display in this game. It was just miraculous. And then, of course, the Dak George Pickens connection was next level. 9 of 9 for like 150. Oh, my God. This game just was so insane, and our defense was just, the pass rush was just all over Jalen. It was just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know the feeling, man. Like, Dolphins are the same way. You usually can only play from ahead, but I remember, I think it was 2022 when we played the Ravens, and we're getting our asses handed to us, and put up 4 touchdowns, I think it was, in the fourth quarter to make the comeback. It was definitely one of those days you don't forget. Second for me, only to the Wildcat, made its premiere in 2008. But yeah, man, I understand the feeling of being a fan and seeing your team do that. I'm not a fan of either one of these teams. I like the Cowboys more than the Eagles. But yeah, just as an outside observer, I was still in just disbelief and awe in how Dallas was able to hang in there and how Philly was able to give this up. Can I say one other thing?
Okay, better be positive though.
It's not positive,
okay.
But it's not about either one of these teams either. Shame on Pittsburgh. Shame on Pittsburgh for giving up George Pickens, the greatest thing that they had on that team. He was really good on Pittsburgh, and he's even better on the Cowboys. And that franchise should be kicking themselves and should be, burying themselves in a garbage heap somewhere for giving up George Pickens. What idiots.
Well, in the Steelers' defense, I mean, they wanted to get rid of him because of how much trouble he was causing. But he's doing the same thing with the Cowboys. Like, he's been like late to
and instead they took in DK Metcalf. Yeah, great move, guys.
I mean, I think before the season started they were comparable, so I don't think it's like you can't. You're saying that like in hindsight, so it's not that crazy.
I never thought DK Metcalf. I mean, I always thought he was a talented, I I didn't think he was the best receiver on his team. I thought Tyler Lockett was the best thing that Seattle had.
All right. That will be the first consecutive wins the Cowboys have been able to put together this season.
Since 2011.
And now they're back at 500.5 over here with the tie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on. The next one, not going to get quite as worked up over. We've got my boy Kirk in his first real start of the season, getting the W over the Saints, the hapless Saints. I know it's the Saints. I know.
Yeah,
still a divisional game.
Like Tyler Schaaf lost another game, leading the New Orleans Saints. What is there to say here?
Okay, if you're leading by 10 or less, it ain't that great of a lead. Yep, and Kirk, without even his top weapon, Drake London's going to miss the next couple games. But he does it anyway, my boy Kirk. Penix out for the whole season. Kirk just gets to shine forevermore.
The New Orleans Saints lost, and in other news, the sun rose today.
Not every team's got 2 wins. Titans.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think this win says anything at all about Atlanta.
Well, yeah, if they lost, it would have said something.
It would have. Yeah.
Okay. Next up, we got Monday Night Football, an absolute demolition of the Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's a little more one-sided than the score would indicate. It just all kind of fell apart right at the end of the first half. Baker got hurt, and then he goes back in, and then he gets double hurt on the exact same way, in the exact same place on his body. And he ended up hurting his shoulder and then went back in, and then he ended up falling on the same shoulder and then extra busted it up. And he might actually play this week still, but probably not.
It's possible he'll miss time. It's possible he'll be able to play. I was watching an actual I think orthopedic surgeon or something like that talking about it on YouTube and saying they checked him out correctly. It wasn't a bad thing to send him back in, and this was just very unfortunate that he landed in the same place twice. And I was saying that most likely this is a low grade, I think, either sprain or tear, but that it should not cause him to miss much time. On the other side of the ball, though, LA Rams, I think, without a doubt, the best team in the NFL right now.
I agree.
This game was over before it started. They got out to a 14-0 lead on a really brilliant defensive takeaway
it was 21-0 in 8 minutes.
Yeah. It was 28-7 at one point. I know that for sure, and it was 14-0. It might have been 21-0 as well. I think you're right. I think it was, and then Tampa Bay scored one, and then the Rams scored another.
Those Rams drives were fast and effortless. He looked so hot with Puka-Nuka and Adams.
Yeah,
there was just no stopping them. They were so hot. They were so clean and so fast. Mm-hmm. It was just effortless.
I did go to sleep near the end of the third quarter because it was a monumental effort to even stay up for this game with how early I'd gotten up that day. But so I don't know if Sean McVay did something dumbass and left his starters in, to get injured in the fourth. But let me give him some flowers since I've been picking on him for years. Mm-hmm. I do think that his general play calling is very, very good. And his game management, which has thrown away game after game after game between 2021 and 2023, including playoff games, his game management in terms of the way that he's been, making go for it versus punt decisions, running with the score, just calling certain types of plays at certain points in the game based on how far ahead or behind you are, has been stellar. I do think he's been coaching a pretty good season, with the only exception of putting his guys in harm's way when he hasn't needed to. Fisk and Verse and really the entire Rams defense has just been living in the other team's backfield every single game.
Oh boy.
Stafford is playing probably better than he did during his Super Bowl season. Um, yeah, and there's just nothing not to like about what this team is doing right now.
Yeah, I
They're
watched
one of the best.
most of this game. I had like a headache, so I didn't watch like
Yeah,
the Teddy Bridgewater post that, which was like most of the end of the game. But man, that Rams defensive line, I mean, it just looks like you can't even like the whole line is like moving forward every play. It's just like and it's not a blitz. It's just like they just are so
they just beat
dominant.
people. Yeah.
They're so dominant on the D line with just the 4 or 5 guys, whatever have you.
Uh huh.
Every
Yeah.
play, it was like Baker was like
Yeah.
dropping back like 10,
Yeah.
15 yards. That was crazy.
It's
Just so dominant. Yeah. And then, yeah, I
it's
think Stafford is undeniable, like number one, like MVP voting right now. He's 30-2 touchdown to interception. It's absolutely insane. He's got some kind of record where it's been like 2.5 months since he threw a pick. Absolutely crazy. He's just, I completely agree with you. The Rams
uh
are undeniably the cleanest, best, all the parts put together team right now in the whole
I
league.
think I think that they get off to such big leads so quickly in most of their games. I think it's possible that they are the most dominant team the NFL has seen in the 2020s.
I don't know. That's a lot to say, but
I'm not saying franchise wise. I'm saying like this Rams team and what they're doing in 2025 might be the most dominant performance that I've seen. Through the
I think
20s.
it'd be more accurate to
Uh,
say they're probably one of the best, well-rounded teams in the last 5 years.
they definitely are that too. And I could see the argument that I'm wrong about being the best. But do you have any team like offhand that you think has been better than them? I mean, obviously there have been teams that have won more games, but I
I
don't think
think
they've done
just the
it.
Eagles of last year or the Ravens of the last 2 years were probably more dominant.
That the Eagles were even like the favorites for last year. Um,
Just the way they were
okay.
winning games was just like very one-sided.
No, yeah. I mean, I think it's a fair argument. Um, but yeah, I just I really love what the Rams are doing right now, and they really should be a one-loss team. I mean, the that blocked field goal against the Eagles was a little bit like of a fluke. I feel like, and if they had just gotten that short field goal kickoff to win the game, they'd be a one-loss team.
Well, they have the inside track to the 1 seed right now, so we'll see how that
Yeah,
goes.
yeah. The only team I could really see competing with them in the NFC, because it's not the Lions, would be the Seahawks.
Yep. All right, let's keep this moving on since it's the longest recap of all time. Monday night, we've got the Panthers giving up the ass to the 49ers. This was by far the least cleanest game I've probably seen the whole season. 7 turnovers in this game, 5 of them picks thrown by both quarterbacks, all within like a 10-minute period of each other. It was actually pretty amusing. Did you watch this game?
You hit the ball. You take the ball. You take the ball. I only saw
Exactly.
part of this game, and I did not see that stretch.
It was actually pretty funny. Joe and Troy were doing this game, and it's like Troy was just like freaking out almost. Like a 10-minute, yeah, they're in like the second quarter, I think all 5 of the picks happened basically. And yeah, it was just back and forth over and over and over. Yeah, just crazy sloppy game. Regardless of that, McCaffrey still had a great game. Minus the picks, Purdy still had a pretty good game. And yeah,
Yeah.
just a story of missed opportunities, obviously, by both teams, probably, I
So
guess.
to me, the most telling stat is the fact that Rico Dowdle only had 6 rushes this entire game, and on
Mm.
those 6 rushes, he put up 38 yards, which is very, very efficient. But why are you only rushing Rico Dowdle 6 times? I don't care if you're behind. I don't care about game script. This is your best asset. Let him cook.
Yeah, he's been so good.
Yeah. Why do you only rush him 6 times?
I don't know. Why did Jonathan Taylor only get 3 rushes in the second half?
I don't know. At least that one we could attribute to voodoo magic.
You're right. Yeah, that's right. There's no excuse for this one.
All right. And then we got our prop bets for the week. You had Cam Ward getting less
Yeah,
than 10
I was
completions, less than
completely wrong. He went out and had his best game of the season,
less
and
than 100 yards and
yeah,
get replaced. He went
yeah,
28 for 42, 256. He was not replaced. Yeah.
yeah.
And then I had Jared Goff putting up 500 passing yards. He had a good game, but he only had 279 yards, so not exactly close there either.
Yeah, that is the nature of prop bets, though. Silly.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's move on to week 13 this week, which is going to start in about 4.5 hours. First
Yeah.
up, we've got our triple header. We got the Thursday night games today. First up at 12 o'clock, well, whatever, the morning game, we got
Yep.
the Packers at Detroit. Both got 7 wins. Both not looking great this season. Both have had some good wins and some ugly losses. I honestly think they're very evenly matched because both of them are wildly underperforming their expectations.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, everyone was saying, like, this is the Packers season early on. This is Super Bowl. And the Lions, of course, been ultra dominant the last 3 seasons. You know?
Yep. The Packers looked really good in the first couple games of the season and have not shown as much since. Detroit, supposed to be this like incredible, machine of an offense. But even last season, I was saying, they put up, ridiculous numbers against bad defenses. Against good defenses, they're just competent. I still thought Detroit would have more wins on the books this year, but maybe it's the fact that they've played more good teams than they did last year. I do think this is a close one. What do you think?
Not just because it's a home game. I'm just going to
Uh-huh.
go give it to the Lions. 'Cause this second half of the season, Jordan Love is just like imploded in terms of like production and what have you. Plus, the weapons on the Lions are just next level. It's hard to not throw it to someone who's like a big name. He throws it to Gibbs, he throws it to Montgomery, he throws it to St. Brown. Even Jamison Williams is like secretly awesome. It's just they have so much talent. It's just absurd how they even can keep all these guys on the roster the last 3 years. Whereas you look over to the Packers,
All it takes is not having a defense.
they're not terrible. Yeah, they're not great, sure,
Yeah.
but serviceable-ish. And you look over the Packers, like their receiving core has always been a joke. Their best players like out for the season with an injury. The running game has been crap this season. It's just the weapons aren't there, man. I'm definitely going to go with the Lions, but with how hard the Giants played them, I wouldn't be surprised if the Packers won this, just because the Lions are even really good. The Lions are still in a funk, even if they're really good,
Yeah.
because they have to be amazing.
Green Bay has the better defense. I still lean towards the Lions as well. I just think that if the chips are down and they need to make a 75-yard run across the field, because the other team got the ball and scored last, Detroit is just much better at doing that right now than Green Bay's offense. I'm going to take the Lions as well.
All right, I said like 2 and 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Cowboys.
Any one of our regular listeners will know exactly how you and I are both picking this game.
I don't even think. I think this is literally almost a toss-up. I'd give the Chiefs like 55% Chiefs. I'm not going to say 50. Bro, get the hell out of here. Dude, every drive this season.
You get the hell out of here.
Dude, points have not been easy to come by for the Chiefs this season. Every drive has been a struggle for them. And suddenly this Cowboys defense is awakened. It has been possessed these last 2 weeks since we made all those 7 guys comeback additions. And man, if it comes to a shootout, who do you honestly have more faith in, man? This Chiefs offense has had a hell of a time putting up points. Even against the bad teams, they haven't put up a ton of points. If it comes to a shootout, I think the boys have this, but I think our pass rush is going to give Mahomes a harder time. I am worried about his legs, and he's going to burn us on like a lot of first downs and shit. But I feel good, man. We're making the miracle run, man. We're somehow going to make that postseason. Somehow, somewhere.
Dallas gives up so many points to wide receivers and tight ends. Like, you don't even need to be able to catch a ball to posterize Dallas.
That was true 3 weeks ago, not 2 weeks ago.
You know what's also true recently? Kansas City doesn't get involved in shootouts. Their defense dominates the other team, and they win the low-scoring affairs.
Yeah, the Eagles' defense was dominant too.
I wish I were as delusional as you are, because then I still might have hope for a lot of things in life.
Here's what I know. The Eagles held the Lions and the Packers to like 16 points collectively. The Cowboys walked in there and dropped 45 points on those fools. That's what I know.
45 points on the Eagles?
24.
24. Yeah.
They held the Lions to 9 points.
We were just saying the Packers and the Lions are both struggling.
These Chiefs are struggling.
Man,
we're putting an end to this.
They've won like 4 games in a row.
We're putting an end to these Chiefs playoff hopes this week, man.
Oh my god!
We're gonna give them that 6th loss, man, and they're gonna mope. They're gonna have to play the rest of their schedule knowing that they basically got no chance.
Man, I wish my team were in the NFC East, the disaster division, so that I could be delusional that when we beat another NFC East team that we're actually good. Give me the Chiefs all day in this one.
It was the Super Bowl champs, you clown. Come on.
Give me the Chiefs by 11 points. This is not going to be a close game. I mean, maybe it'll be. Look, man.
What has been inspiring or dominant about the Chiefs this season? They've been wildly inconsistent.
Well, their defense, for one.
Wildly inconsistent. The Jags put 30 on the Chiefs.
Yeah, one team did. Their fourth quarter clutch performance for 2. And Patrick Mahomes for 3, because he's throwing great balls, and his receivers are like, oh, I'm just going to drop the ball. Man, you just hate the Chiefs so much.
I do hate the Chiefs.
Dallas against anybody.
Not anybody.
Or something, but...
I picked against them a bunch of times. I picked against them against the Eagles.
This is so easy to, this is so easy to pick the Chiefs for. Give me the Chiefs for my 10th point over you this season.
This ain't like the Panthers. This ain't going to be a redux.
This is going to be the first time anybody has ever gotten up by double-digit points in the pick'em. Okay?
At 2-year history.
At about, 6, 7 o'clock today.
My Cowboys.
Also, fuck you.
They ain't gonna let me down, man. No.
Oh, man,
and those Lions.
I am gonna be blasting your phone on Discord today.
Those Lions next week, they better watch out because they play the Cowboys next. They better watch out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll be so much harder than the Packers.
I don't know why you give this Cowboys offense is absolutely legitimate, bro. Even if you think Mahomes is gonna like annihilate our back end, which he definitely will, because our secondary is where we're the weakest at. The Cowboys can put up points, man.
You know, I give you a little bit of flack for the sake of giving you a little bit of flack.
Like, I know. I talk shit about the Dolphins.
I don't think the Cowboys are actually like a terrible like reverse power rankings team, but I mean to take them against the Chiefs is insane.
Not insane, just unlikely.
Insane.
They're only favored. What are they favored by? Like 3 in this game, and that's it.
You want me to look it up? You always tell me not to look up the odds.
No, I
can look it up.
I saw it on a show. I'm pretty sure it was like 3 or 3.5 or something.
I'm looking it up right now, but I think for picking against the Chiefs at home on Thanksgiving and picking the Cowboys to do it, I'm gonna have to call you crazy, Chrissy. It's a 3.5 point spread and a money line of -180, which means that the Chiefs are essentially 2-1 favorites. If they played 100 times, the Chiefs would win about 65 to 67 of those games.
All right. Mahomes going to be giving another press conference. It's all my fault. I suck.
It's all my fault.
I should have played baseball.
That we're
I suck.
in playoff position right now, and that we stomped the Cowboys. I think he'll be like, "Oh, they were a really good team. We were happy to beat them," and then he'll just like walk off and smirk about calling them a good team.
All right, man. Cowboys won't let me down, man.
Yeah.
My hatred will fuel them to victory, man. All right, next.
And you think it's my fault that these are the longest, pick'em videos ever?
Next up, we've got the Bengals at the Ravens. Joe Burrow's return. Although it's hard to imagine he'll elevate the offense much more than Joe Flacco already has.
Joe Flacco was good there, yeah. Obviously Burrow is talented. I've got Baltimore in this one. I actually think Cincinnati kind of matches up well here. I'm actually thinking about changing my pick now. Especially after you gave me the freebie of Dallas against Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I'll stick with Baltimore. I actually think this is very close to a 50-50 because I do think that Baltimore's defense is not going to be as good as stopping Cincinnati's offense as they are against most other offenses.
No, I'm still picking the Ravens because the Bengals are a joke defensively.
I think Lamar will be able to do enough against Cincinnati's terrible D.
Plus, this is his first game back. I imagine he's not going to look super great in this game.
I actually think they're going to put up a lot of points. I feel like Baltimore's defense is very good, but not against that type of offense.
All right, next we got our Black Friday game, apparently. We got the Bears playing the Eagles at 2 p.m. Central or something here.
What kind of shitty streaming service do we need to watch this?
I think this is on Netflix.
Oh, not even Amazon Prime?
No, I think this is the only Netflix game the whole year.
This is fucking gross.
I didn't even know they had games. Yeah, so what do we got? We got the Red Hot Bears, Eagles coming off of the most embarrassing loss of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you like in this game? Both of them
what
are
I
8 and
think
3.
is at least I don't have to subscribe to shitty Peacock to watch this.
Amen to that.
Yeah, that's probably like the Sunday night. It's probably like the Thursday night game, right? Like I'm probably gonna miss like Cincinnati and Baltimore or some crap.
No, it's gonna be one of the Saturday playoff games later in the year.
Oh no!
Because the peak that Kansas City versus Miami.
They better not do that to the Dolphins this year when they make the playoffs.
Yeah, I didn't get the. I had to buy that over here for that Kansas versus Miami game last year or 2 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, thankfully I was in the home market for it,
exactly.
so I was able to watch. But man, had I subscribed to some shitty streaming service to watch that,
Freezer Bowl.
I don't think I would have been around this year to do. Oh man, so this is actually an interesting game. Chicago's looking pretty good. Philly obviously, needs the wins more than they did before. They're playing at home. They're a weaker team than most people think they are. Chicago's a stronger team, but are they good enough to beat the Eagles? The Eagles usually have a way to get it done.
I'm not really fully sold on the old Caleb Williams experiment just yet. I think the Eagles get their shit together. They heard the wake-up call. I'm saying not only do they look good defensively, but the offense comes alive in this game. I wouldn't be surprised the Eagles get to like 30 points this game. And the Bears have been running it super good this season. But 8 and 3, you just close your eyes. You say Bears 8 and 3. I mean, does it really make sense? Not to me.
Yeah, I mean, my head is telling me to go with the Eagles. My heart is saying, do it, do it, do it. Do you want me to do it? Do you want me to beat the Bears?
I want you to just do what you want to do.
Okay. You could have convinced me to go for the Chi-Town here, but I'm gonna pick the Eagles.
All right.
Because I do think that's probably the right chalk pick for this.
Yeah, I could see the Eagles blowing it, though, just because they've been so funky-dunky with their wins.
Caleb has had fourth quarter heroics in like every single game.
Yeah.
I mean off and on fourth down, too.
He's definitely taken a step this season, there's no doubt about that. But I'm just not in on the Bears offense,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I really think that one is a great matchup. Like I'm gonna try to watch this, especially since it's not on shitty Peacock. But yeah, like if I'm being really honest, I think it's hard to take Chicago if I'm not getting any odds. Yeah.
Yep. All right, next up we've got the Rams at Carolina. Probably was this a couple miles from where you live?
Yeah, not too far. Not too far.
Hard to imagine that Panthers defense, even though it's been good. They're a lot better than most people think, where it was like Bengals level last season. It's hard to imagine the Rams honestly just keeping Stafford out of the end zone more than like less than 3 times,
I should actually see if tickets are reasonably priced. Maybe I'll head to this one if I'm feeling good. But yeah, Carolina, looking like a good team. Hopefully they'll have Rico Dowdle run more than 6 times this game. But I will pick the LA Rams against every single team in the NFL here, and this is going to be no exception.
Yeah, I think that I might come up with a prop bet that includes this game now that I stare at it. All right, next up we've got the 49ers at Cleveland, and if there was a trap game, I think this could be a trap game for the Niners. They better cross the T's and dot the I's. Thought last week could have been a trap game with the Panthers, but I think this might be more of one because I probably think the Browns are even worse.
Yeah, I like what Shadur did, but let's be real. They beat the Raiders. San Francisco can beat poor to mediocre teams like the Browns. The reason San Francisco has so many losses because they're sitting in the toughest division in football. Give me San Francisco all day. I don't even think this is going to be a trap for them.
I don't know, man. I don't think Purdy is like 100%, and that Browns pass rush, we both know it's next level. And he's not as mobile as he used to be. I could see a lot of negative plays happen in this game.
Is Cleveland really going to be able to put up enough points though to compensate for the for the couple of touchdowns that Purdy's probably going to throw, and certainly the ones that CMC will score?
That's what I was about to say. I think they'll keep McCaffrey bottled up because he's been a very mediocre rusher the whole season. He's just been like absolutely explosive in like the passing
game. That's true.
So I don't think anyone can stop McCaffrey in the passing game. He is just like,
you still have the 49ers?
He's just too good of a matchup or whatever when he's lined up with those like linebackers and stuff. No, man, I'm picking the Browns.
Oh, okay. Okay, I like the spice.
I think it'll be close. I think it'll be on the back of a wildly defensive effort. I think there's a chance Purdy could actually get hurt in this game. Turf toe flares up, what have you. Something like that. I think there's a non-zero chance. Just like I said, I thought Trevor Lawrence might get hurt in that Jacksonville game against Houston. Or whatever I said a few weeks ago.
Break his collarbone?
Yeah, there you go. I predicted the injury.
Yeah.
You're right. We're going to go with the collarbone again. Purdy collarbone.
That's your prop bet for the week?
No, it's just what I think is going to happen. I got a different prop bet.
Okay. All right. Next, we got Houston and Indianapolis. Indianapolis struggling a little bit as of late. Putting up small wins and taking a few losses after their red hot start.
Yeah, Houston? I don't know for sure that Stroud is even going to come back for this one. Maybe you can look that up real quick. But it's hard to believe he'll miss 4 games with a concussion. That would be one legendary concussion to be out for 4 games. Even 3 seems ridiculous.
Stroud is expected to play this week. He's been a full participant in practice.
All right, so they get CJ back. Maybe that's a plus. Maybe it's actually a minus. Who knows? Yeah, it's just this Colts, man. The Texans defense is so... I honestly think this is probably going to be a very close game. The Colts defense is nothing to write home about. And Daniel Jones, when he's been pressured these last month, he has been terrible under pressure this last month.
Okay.
It's just, but will they stick with the running game? Can they stick with the running game? I'm just going to go with the Daniel Jones implosion. I'm going to go with the Texans because I'm desperate.
Wow!
And
I think all these underdogs on the road. I love it.
I think if it is Stroud, maybe they can put up 17, 21 points, maybe. And maybe it'll be just enough to keep the Colts to 10, 14 or something. It'll have to be just like the Browns. The defense is going to have to make some magic for sure.
Indy has scored 30-plus in most games this season. Granted, Houston is probably one of the top 3 probably one of the top 3 defenses in the league.
Yeah.
Absolutely has carried this team. I don't think it's going to be enough. I've got Daniel Jones and the Indianapolis Colts to take this one, and I could really see it
It's
being
definitely going to
anywhere
be
on the
close.
gamut. I could really see it being anywhere on the spectrum, from an absolute blowout by the Colts to an absolute blowout by the Texans, or a close game, or anywhere in between. But I think that pretty much all the scenarios where the Colts win are more likely than the scenarios where the Texans win. I just
0% chance it's a Texans blowout. That's just like, doesn't seem possible.
I think it could absolutely happen, right? Houston's offense has put up a few good performances this season. If the Colts come out and have a bad day, that could happen. I really could see any of it.
I hope so. I hope you're
Yeah.
right. Okay, the Dolphins were spared last week while they were on their bye, but will they be able to handle the Saints at home? Will Tyler Shock come to Miami and put this season even more in the dumpsters?
The answers to your questions, respectively, are yes and no. Miami will win this, and I don't even think it's going to be close. Miami's offense has looked great recently.
Okay, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they look like classic, like 2021, 2022, Miami Dolphins speedster offense. Yeah.
okay. I don't think it was that good.
They're finally using motion again. What? They were like the best offensive team in the NFL. Their defense wasn't good at that point.
Yeah,
But
that
they
was
were
like
certainly
3 years
more
ago. This is a different team now.
Really, they still have most of the same parts. They just have not performed up to their potential in the last 2 years, and also just weren't play calling as well. Seems like they've brought back a lot of the motion into their offense. It's been working. I've got Miami all day against a bad team like the Indians.
Yeah, ironically, I'll pick the Browns and Texans or in an upset, but I just think that in a battle of these two dumpster teams, I just don't feel like I don't want to pick the road team, so I guess I got to go with the Dolphins too. Even though I've been slightly more up on the Dolphins than you this season, I just Tyler Shock. I mean, I just don't even see it. Whereas David Acne, he's just a one-man show over there.
I love how you got like a different last name for him every single week.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about Tua, but he's the real deal over there. So
Oh, Chain's awesome. HN is awesome.
he's
Yeah.
absolutely awesome. Probably does. He's so awesome he doesn't even get the cred because he's stuck on Miami. He's probably low key like the second, third best running back, honestly.
If there is a tiny half a hole somewhere, he will slip through it at such speed, that it will look like somebody driving through a gap that you could drive a truck through. Yeah, and then he's just so hard to bring down once you hit him too. For a small guy like that, he really is just the real deal.
Yeah, he's a lot like Christian McCaffrey. Just the catching potential is just so good, Except he's faster than McCaffrey.
His hands, in my opinion, aren't great, but when he does catch it, right, he can do so much with the ball.
Yeah, he's way faster.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, we got my boy Kirk traveling to the Jets, and I think you know who I'm picking. I don't care if it's Tyrod Taylor, or Jesus over here. My boy Kirk, he's going on that consecutive wins, man.
So quite a lot of daylight between Tyrod Taylor and Jesus, I think, and the miracles that they can perform.
Falcons' defense is still serviceable. My boy Kirk's got this. It is the Jets.
I'll take I'll take your boy Kirk all day against the New York Jets.
I was really hoping you'd be like dissing on me and pick the Jets to spite me. Come on, man.
This franchise has been in the dumpster ever since they took Aaron Rodgers onto their roster.
What? They've been bad for way longer than that. That was only like 2 years ago.
That's kind of true too.
Are you smoking dank? They've been bad for like 20 years.
Well, the last time they were actually like a decent team was Rex Ryan.
Yeah, and that was 20 years ago.
But they reached new lows with Aaron Rodgers.
Crazy. They were bad before he was there, and they did better when he was there, and then they went right back to being bad.
Yeah, they were so good while he was there.
They weren't good, but they were bad before. You're right, they weren't good. All right, next up, we got the Cardinals at Tampa, and honestly, I don't even know what to do with this game. I don't know if Baker will play, what kind of Baker we're going to get if he plays, if Teddy Bridgewater will play the whole game. This is just such a toss-up of crazy shit. I think it'll be a high-scoring game no matter who plays, because I think both these teams' defenses are kind of in the pits. Not
Is
like, you know.
Egbuka still playing?
Yeah, he's in there.
He's in there.
Yeah, he's healthy again. And Godwin is back too. He's in there again. Evans is going to come back in a week or two.
Yeah.
So,
Who's the backup for the Bucks?
Teddy Bridgewater.
Right.
He wasn't terrible in relief.
Okay.
I saw some of him. He wasn't
He's
terrible.
okay. Yeah. I don't know. In the House of Cards, not great, but really kind of capable of giving you almost anything.
I hate to say this. I think I'm picking the Cardinals just because I think Jacoby
I was
Brissett
about to
has.
pick the Cardinals.
What'd you say?
I was about to pick the Cardinals.
Well, you still can't. Yeah, I just think Jacoby Brissett has a real hold on this offense since he's been the starter. Even though he hasn't gotten a lot of wins, offensively, he has way elevated this team over Murray. Kyle Murray's just a clown. I always said he was a clown. They're so much better with Brissett.
Brissett's that's fine, yeah. I was gonna pick the Cardinals just because I wanted to give you a chance for the comeback.
I just don't think. I think if Baker plays, I just don't think he's gonna. He's not gonna. He has to run to be halfway decent. He's not gonna probably run it hardly, and with that shoulder, I mean, he's probably not even gonna throw it very far. I can't. I know it's his non-throwing shoulder, but still, I just don't think we're gonna see a good version of Baker if he plays.
My initial instinct was the Bucks are the safer pick. I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Bucks. Since you went for the Cardinals. Yeah, let's give you the chance to make the comeback.
I just see the Bucks have been like their defense has just gotten shredded this past 4 weeks, so I don't think it's gonna change.
Yeah, I just think the Cardinals are a poor team. I don't think they're terrible. I think that they're definitely disadvantaged by the division that they're in, but I still think they're kind of a poor team who doesn't have a lot of belief in themselves. I think the Bucks will do just enough to pull through this.
I just did some light scrolling
Uh-huh.
here. Let's see. There is a tie, but I'm going to say because the Dolphins play the Saints, that is shit bowl 13, even though the Falcons and Jets have the same records. Sorry, Chubb. All right, next up we've got the Jags playing the Titans at home.
Yeah, it's a little hard to argue against that. I still think
just by nature of the fact that the Falcons can still win their division, and the Dolphins won't. So
I would say just by nature of the fact that the Saints are in that game, it's probably toilet bowl 13.
All right, Jags and Titans. What are we going to see? I honestly don't think the Jaguars are even going to make the playoffs, even though they're 7-4 right now.
You didn't think they'd win 4 games this season.
Did I say that? I mean, I believe it.
I don't think you specifically said that, but that's definitely would be inferred from all the shit you've been talking about them since we...
Well, I have more faith in Daniel Jones than Trevor Lawrence.
Okay, but do you have more faith in Cam Ward? Because that's the matchup you have to pick right now. Obviously, I'm picking Jackson.
Just by nature of the fact that Trevor Lawrence has been garbage for years just gives him a certain amount of experience that raises his floor, Whereas Cam Ward is still figuring out how to wipe his own ass and stuff.
Oh, that's a funny argument to make.
Kind of like Bryce Young. He's been garbage for so long now that now
for the reason that he knows how to be garbage, you're picking the Jaguars?
It's just, if you're garbage for years, it gives you a certain floor of experience,
Cam Ward might forget that he's supposed to be garbage and actually play a good game.
He might, but I think the I don't know. This is probably a toss-up, honestly. The Jags probably need to win this, of course, to stay in the wild card race over Kansas.
I mean, certainly the Titans are at least as good as the Jets, right? So if the Jets have won 2 games, certainly the Titans can win their second game here. I think you should pick them.
I honestly think the Titans are actually by far the worst team in the league. I think the Jets, Saints, and Raiders are all way better than the Titans.
Definitely not the Raiders.
And the Giants are definitely way better than all 3 of them.
The Giants I'll give you.
No question. The Titans are an order of magnitude worse.
Top of that trash heap. They're standing, looking out at the city, saying, I wish I could live there, but at least there's people below me.
Titans are worse than the Raiders, man. And not just because they have 1 win. The Titans
I don't
fired their
agree with
head coach weeks before the Raiders fired some of their coaches.
Yeah, but the Raiders, you probably don't even know how to fill out the forms to dismiss him.
Okay.
Actually, like the Raiders, right? Like that's Pete Carroll, right? Like his coaching is not the problem there.
He just got there, so I don't even blame it on him.
Yeah, no. His coaching isn't the problem in Las Vegas. That organization is in such disarray. Their personnel are not good. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm taking Jacksonville all day. Sounds like I can't convince you to take the Titans. So smartly, you're picking the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I don't feel good about it. It kind of gives me like a small stomach pain to have to pick Trevor Lawrence for anything, just because he's such a bum. But I just...
You just don't like that he has long hair.
You're right, he does look kind of gay. I mean, he did beat the Chiefs, though, so I guess I have to like him a little bit this season. He did beat the Chiefs, and he did have that epic play at the end of the Chiefs game where he like fell down, tripped over his own shoelaces, fell down again, and because his O-line was doing like the Lord's work, he still had time to get up and then still get a rushing touchdown, which was honestly probably the best play of his career.
You put some respect on that man's name. He didn't trip over his shoelaces.
Yeah,
One of
I
his
know.
offensive
I know.
linemen stepped on him. It was pretty impressive. He was able to scramble up from that.
But then he did fall down again by himself after that. Yeah, of course, you got to pick the Jags, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right, next up, Sunday, we've got the Vikings at the Seahawks, and no force on this earth is going to make me pick J.J. McCarthy. I can't. He has just like been so hot trash. It's insane.
Yeah, there are teams I would definitely pick Minnesota against. Seattle's not one of them. I will take them against maybe any team except the Rams. I certainly think they're the second best, so it's an easy Seahawks pick for both of us.
Yep, and then basically the exact same story, but slightly higher floor. We got the Raiders going to the Chargers, who, while obviously nowhere near as dominant as the Chargers despite having one less win, I feel like it's basically the same exact story.
Yeah, I think that the Chargers are a very good team, and the only thing keeping this from being Toilet Bowl 13.
These ain't the kind of upsets I'm going to stake my name on.
Yeah.
All right, next up, we got a cool game coming up here. We got the Bills going to Pittsburgh. I didn't even know these teams played each other this season. This is definitely going to be cool, and I don't know what we're going to see because the Bills are having a funk all of their own, and Aaron is definitely going to come back for this game for sure. And I don't know, man. The Bills' defense has been trash, and the Steelers' defense has been up and down itself, and both offenses have been up and down. I would not be surprised. I say this is probably a toss-up. Obviously, Josh Allen is an incredible athlete, and I think that the only reason you pick the Bills over the Steelers at this juncture, but with how both these teams are playing, still, though, it's just tough for me, you know?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it. I should look it up. But I think if Pittsburgh plays Buffalo this season, because Pittsburgh didn't win the division last season, that was the Ravens, right?
Yeah. But they still made it. They got the wild card, though.
So I think that means that Pittsburgh will also be playing Miami. Yeah, because they also played the Jets, so that's the division that they're playing against. Man, I can't wait for that game. I'm gonna be... Oh man, it will make my year if Miami can just crush Aaron. Anyway, yeah, I just can't wait to see what Buffalo's inconsistent but sometimes very good defense is going to be able to do to Pittsburgh's offense. Josh Allen should have no problem. I'm taking the Bills. And, you had the Bills as well?
A few days ago, the Bills signed Brandon Cooks from New Orleans to give him some help at wide receiver, so that's kind of cool.
Good for Brandon Cooks.
Cowboys had him for 2 seasons, and he was good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, this is tough. It's just like smart money just says the Bills, because it's like if it goes to a shootout, it's hard to imagine the Steelers winning that. I guess I go for the Bills. Damn it.
I mean, I'm sure is Aaron is coming back, right?
Definitely, yeah.
I'm sure he'll be really good at throwing the ball at his receiver's feet as Buffalo, rushes him out of existence.
Buffalo hasn't been good at like anything this season. Definitely ain't no pass rush.
They're underperforming, but they're still pretty good.
Honestly, they're lucky they have as good a record they do with how the close games they've had against such bad teams.
Okay, honest question. If the Bills and the Patriots were to play each other another 10 times, like over the course of the next 25 weeks or whatever, who do you think would win more games? Would you have the Patriots to win more games?
Well, first off, I think the way the Bills lost to the Patriots early in the season,
Huh?
I don't think it's replicable. There were a lot of kind of fluky turnovers the Bills had that game. And
You
if
do
they,
think the Bills
uh,
would win more?
yeah, I still think the Bills would win more.
So how can you say they're not a good team if if they're better than the 9-2 team that I think we both respect?
Well, it's like we were saying earlier. The Patriots have had an insanely easy schedule. They have like the second easiest
Okay,
schedule in the league, and yeah,
that's a fair argument.
they've beaten the Bills and the Bucks, but both of those teams have like big problems, you know.
Yeah, I think you're making a fair argument.
And
Which is
I watched
why I
that
still.
game very
Uh-huh.
intently between the Bills and the Patriots the first time around, and I just refused it. That win they got was just not replicable. Those was James Cook fumbled, Josh Allen like they did one of those picks where someone bounced it up and picked it off. It was just a
Mm-hmm.
lot of goofy picks that I don't think will happen consistently. So I'd say if they played 10 times, I think the Bills would have it like 8-2, 7-3, something like that.
Oh wow,
Now,
much okay.
if you play some kind of goofy StarCraft-esque best of 9 like that, I think the coaching quality definitely comes into play, and you got all the mind games and stuff. So who knows? Maybe Mike Vrabel is a much better coach. I'm sure he's a pretty good coach. I don't know.
Sean McDermott's a good coach. Yeah,
I really that's a good question. I think
I'd have it closer to 5-5 to be really
then
honest.
that's reasonable. We might be seeing a changing of the guard in the division. For all we know, that's how it works sometimes.
It'll be really cool if like they're both essentially like hanging competitive each year, and it's not going to be the Bills run away with it by week 9. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably
Uh,
what's going to happen.
Yeah, it'll be really cool, and hopefully Miami can, like at least, join that, trio as someone to look at before they collapse before the end of the season, and the Jets can continue to go 2-15.
Yep, and Dolphins can also be 2-15.
Nah, we're not Jets level bad.
I
Give me a
get the
break.
feeling they're probably going to be in a rebuilding mode the next decade.
We're always in rebuilding mode the next decade.
After they move on from Tua, they're going to go right back to like rebuilding
We've been
mode.
in a rebuild since Dan Marino.
They're going to come back. Let's re-sign Skylar Thompson. Ugh.
We've been in a rebuild since Mercury Morris.
Yeah, so you enjoy the Tua days while you can.
I will. So you got Buffalo?
Yeah, unfortunately, I got Buffalo.
All right.
I love Buffalo though. All right, next up, Sunday night, we got Broncos at the Redskins. And Jaden Daniels is still going to miss at least one more game. And for that alone, just got to go with the Broncos because Mr. Mariota just has not elevated this offense. And even when Daniels has been in, he hasn't been anywhere near as clean as last year.
Kind of like Stroud. Yeah, just kind of having a weak season, even though we know that he brings a lot of tools to the team.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I've got Denver all day, too. They look quite good. Washington, just a bad NFC East team. What do you expect from them? I don't expect much. Taking the Broncos all day in this one, and I don't think it's going to be close.
Yep. Next up, we've got Monday night, Giants at the Patriots. And, I've picked the Giants like 4 times this season, and I think I was only right one time when they got me at the upset. So
they gave you some false hope a few times.
Yeah, they were so close in all 3 of those that I got wrong, I think.
Yeah.
So I picked them against the Bears. I picked them against some other team. I don't know. I'm crazy. I just saw a spark, and I don't think I was wrong. They just didn't get a big enough spark,
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I'm not making that mistake this week. I think the Patriots. I don't think their offense is as good as like everyone's been blown out of proportions, but one thing they are is pretty clean.
Yeah.
So
they've been a disciplined team for sure.
Yeah.
And I think that this is actually the type of team they would match up very well against. In the last few weeks, even though I have been picking the Patriots a lot, I've been doing it without a lot of confidence. This time I feel confident in picking New England to secure this.
Yeah, Patriots all the way.
All right.
I don't know if Jameis Winston or Dart will play this game, but either way, I'd go with the Patriots.
I feel like I've got the stronger side of this roster. I'm going to give you one more chance. If you want to ask me, I will do it to change my Philly pick to Chicago.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, I'm going to do it then.
I feel like it's a toss-up just because the way both teams have been underwhelming and overperforming, to be
I
honest.
feel like Philly's the safer pick, but
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't add a lot of spice to my picks this time. I feel like Tampa Bay wasn't a spicy pick. I'll give the Bears the nod because my heart is saying do it, even though my head is saying no, you idiot, stop.
I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy either. So we've got 5 contested picks this week.
All
We
right.
got Dallas. We got Dallas, KC, Philly, Chi-Town, Cleveland, San Francisco, Houston, Indy, and Arizona, Tampa Bay. You said you had a prop bet for the Rams.
Yeah, man. After watching how those Rams played the Bucks, I haven't gotten to watch a lot of Rams game this season, but man, that D line is so crazy. I'm going.
They've been doing that all year.
Yeah, well, I'm going. The Rams have 15 tackles for a loss in this game.
Ooh,
15.
ooh, wow. Okay. Often the Rams have kind of like gotten through and putting pressure without actually getting the sacks or tackles for the loss, which is almost as good. But yeah, what the hell? I love that prop bet, man. My prop bet, just to mess with you a little more, since you're so rah Cowboys.
Oh man. And they're going to get scored on. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Brandon Aubrey, who's been so amazing this season, is going to miss a field goal from inside 40 yards.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it? That sucks. Pick something more. Like Andy's got to score a touchdown in a fake play. What if it gets blocked? Is that his fault?
No, I'm going to say he actually misses the field goal.
That sucks.
Kicks it. Okay, you want me to make it more specific?
No, just pick something else. That's like so binary common, you know?
Okay. Aubrey misses a field goal inside 40 yards, and Miami scores 21 points in a quarter.
I don't really think either of those are that great, but sure, whatever.
Yeah, put them together. It's pretty unlikely.
All right. That sucked, but whatever.
You suck.
You can do better.
What? Oh my god.
I'll give you some time to think about it before you send me the thing, and you can think about it.
No, this is my prop bet. Aubrey misses a field goal inside. You're like, oh, usually, Kirk Cousins is gonna have 380 yards, and here's these 4 bad teams. They're all gonna have like exactly like 2 receptions for 18 yards, and I don't even know what I'm saying. My prop is great.
Okay. All right. That does it for our Thanksgiving morning special. And I definitely have got to go because I got to help do 10 million things before lunchtime.
All right. Been fun doing this with you. Everyone out there, hope you have a great turkey day. Enjoy some food, enjoy some football. Don't pay for the streaming services, and we will see you next time.